Hi, welcome to the Way Out Tarot. This will be your timeless general reading, Capricorn. The intention that I set before doing this reading, what I pray for, are messages that you need to hear. I ask for information that you need to know for whenever you find this video. I'd like to start us off with some gratitude by thanking you for liking and commenting and subscribing. I'm glad you're here. As you watch, I encourage you to use your intuition and knowledge of your own experience to interpret the messages that come through. The paths that you all walk are not identical, but I feel as though your presence here means that you and all of the other Capricorns watching and myself, that we have a shared interest in gaining insight into what's happening now and how we can better understand ourselves and our experiences to affect change in our lives. That being said, we'll go ahead and get started. Let's get a few shuffles and we'll see what's up. There is so much that you do. There is so much that is only possible because of your influence. You are extremely powerful at this time, and what you have the ability to make happen, it blows the minds of the people around you, of everyone who has the privilege of knowing you. You are able to achieve the impossible. What you're able to make happen out of nothing is nothing short of magical, nothing short of incredible. I get the sense that isn't always you're not always given those flowers in the way that, yeah, people know that you're responsible. Yeah, they know that it wouldn't have happened if not for your guidance. It wouldn't have happened if not for your know-how, if not for the firm grasp that you have on reality. Because you have to understand inside and out reality to be able to determine what's plausible, what's possible, right? Now, I get that there are some who know this about you, but I don't think that they really know what goes into it. I think that their grasp on the concept is not as firm as yours. It could all be so simple. It could all be so simple, but they'd rather make it hard. They would rather make it a life or death situation when it isn't. This talent that you have to know and understand what is ethically right, even though it's not always understood when you're trying to explain these concepts to other people. The lessons that you teach will stick with them, and even if they don't get it in the moment, they will get it by the grave. There comes a point when you stop trying to convince people. There comes a point when you must throw up your hands and stop trying to get them to see it the way that you see it. There comes a point where you must stop trying to get them to understand these concepts that you maybe feel are easy to understand because of how rooted they are in logic and because of your ability to appreciate and work with what you have. So much consideration in your energy, so much compassion. You have a proclivity for inclusion. Why? Because you have more than enough. Because you know that you know what it means to truly prioritize. You know what it means to truly focus on what matters. You can see very clearly, and you have this almost supernatural ability to cut through the noise and cut through the minutia. Why spend an excessive amount of time and energy clinging to things that you know are not working when anything else would be better? Could be dealing with a Cancer or a Scorpio. There is this lust for life that you have here and abundance. Camaraderie and shared effort. we're going to pull your oracles, and then we'll talk about what's here a bit more. You don't necessarily have to have a Libra placement, but I recommend that you check out the Libra reading. Just don't think too much about the sign. Approach that one purely for the message. I think there's something in there that you need to hear. After this one, because there's stuff in this one as well that you need to hear, that you need to know. Before you leave. There is this Vulcan rite of passage. Star Trek fans, stand up. There's this Vulcan rite of passage, I believe it's called Kolinar, wherein which you expunge all emotion. You expunge all emotion, you purge it all. And you do that to achieve a state of pure logic and rationality. And I think you have this ability, even without going through a ritual like that, to take your feelings out of a situation, to see it for exactly what it is, to see a person for exactly who they are. And it allows you to submit to the situation in a way that you let go. You let go because you refuse to be dragged by it. What's rational, what's right, what's logical is so clear to you. And you're able to think of solutions that no one else would have thought of. because of this space that you're in, because of this mentality that you have adopted. The overall energy we have here is the Magician, which is the epitome of resourcefulness. What you have the ability to create right now, there are no limits on it. The positions that you take, the perspectives that you align yourself to, the truth that you choose to live in, that you choose to fight for, that you choose to stand up for. What determines that is the fundamental rightness of it. And I think that once you have that understanding, you are ready to act on it. I think you know that secrecy and subversiveness and beating around the bush, it doesn't do anyone a whole lot of good. Instead, what it will do is perpetuate a kind of dissatisfaction that will eat away at one's sense of self, and it's a kind of dissatisfaction that will incubate a kind of contentious energy that could be avoided if we were to simply focus on the facts. Now, when it comes to the facts, one of which I think is your inherent value and your inherent worth, you have the ability to do a lot here. And there's this desire that you have to either go where you are wanted or to not participate in any meaningless arguments that aren't going to get you anywhere. It's like, why waste your breath on those who don't have the vision? Why waste your breath? Why waste your time on those who refuse to change? Now, when you take a position like that, you must also be okay when other people choose to take that same position, and it means that they are moving on from you. Now, that isn't going to resonate with all of you, but I think you'll agree that we just need to be fair in that way, right? You may want to exercise your right to take time for yourself and to be alone, and it's important to be okay when other people decide to do that too. There are things that you no longer want to perpetuate. There's some toxic energy that has been cyclical, and you're breaking that cycle. You're breaking through it. Now, if there is a situation that you want to get out of, that you want to leave, but for some reason you feel like you can't yet, I feel that all that you maybe need to do here is exercise that particular muscle, be a bit more innovative in your thinking. This could also be a call to creativity, a call to rebel. And that is how you find the exit. I get that from these two oracles that came out first here, the first being innovation. This is Jupiter in Aquarius. And this is a really positive sign, because I feel as though every time that you rebel, every time that you live your truth and stand in your power and do what you feel and know is right, it's a step closer to freedom. Now, there's a willingness to give into a situation here because you understand very well that it's one that you don't have any control over. And that's why with this submission card, I feel like there's you can't bring everybody with you. But if you think for a second that you are anchored to a situation or that you're caged, you're wrong. If you look closely, you'll see that that cage is open. You'll see that that cage is open. And it's kind of like you just need to turn around to see it and set yourself free. There is an air of deception in the reading. I don't think it's coming from you. I think it's coming from some people that you're dealing with, maybe some people close to you who don't want to acknowledge the truth, who are unwilling to acknowledge the truth. But I think that that will only go on for so long. That will only go on for so long. Being willing to break those chains is what will lead to renewal, is what will lead to freedom for either you or someone else. The two we got here are, the first is a reflection card that says, what behaviors are you tolerating from others that aren't healthy? And before these two cards came out, this is more or less what we were talking about. I don't think that you're tolerating it. I think you're done. I think you're done. I think you've decided, and I think that you are you're ready to give up on something here. I also recommend that you check out the Virgo reading. Again, the sign doesn't matter. We all have all 12 signs in our chart somewhere. And the truth is universal. So don't ever let the title of a reading, or the fact that it's a Virgo reading, or the fact that it's a Libra reading, prevent you from watching it, because there is something that you can still glean from that reading. The second one here we have is, a friend tells you a rude and inappropriate joke. A friend tells a rude and inappropriate joke in front of you and others. What would you do? Well, if we learned anything from the tarot cards that came out for you around this time, is I think that you're choosing the path of righteousness. I get the sense that you are one who's going to speak up about it and say, hey, I don't really think that's funny. I don't really think that you should say something like that. You don't really understand what this person's going through. You know nothing about their life. You know nothing about their experience. So who are you to make a joke out of it? And I love that. Let's go ahead and start clarifying, and we'll start with the Magician. You are creating on earth as it is in heaven. The Magician clarified by the 10 of Wands. Using all of your resources, by the power vested in you, you are deciding to pick up everything and move in another direction. I feel as though what you're choosing to do, the opinion that you're taking, is one that is in opposition to those of others around you. The energy of an unpopular opinion is coming through. It's unpopular, but I can't shake the feeling that it's right. Let's see what else we can get off of that Magician card. Two of Cups. And Strength. It's a sad fact that compassion is something that is hard to come by these days. Or if it's not that it's hard to come by, it's that it's not respected as much as we would like. That opinion that you have, that position that you're taking, is one that is rooted in compassion, is one that is rooted in the rightness of something, and it's fueled by integrity. There's this question that you're asking either yourself, if you're checking in with yourself before making this decision or taking this position. And the question that you're asking is, who do you want to be in the world? What do you want to be known for? How do you want to be remembered? Or you're asking this question to other people when you find out exactly where their loyalties lie. I think you know that gossip is not something that you can bet on. It's not something that you want to bet on. It's not something that you want to rely on. Facts are the order of the day. You know that things like gossip, you know that superficiality, or you know that petty arguments will lead to nothing except confusion. The truth reigns supreme. Abandoning it will mean the loss of everything. Let's take a look at the Death card. This is a very self-destructive person. It's not just that they're lazy, is it? It's, they know. They know there are no secrets. So maybe that's why you feel as though you don't need to make a case for something. Maybe that's why you might feel as though you don't need to explain something. Why waste time explaining something to someone or trying to teach someone something when they are convinced that, when they are satisfied with their mediocrity? This looks like self-sabotage. I don't think it's you. There's something really great that can happen here, and I just get that it's such a shame that it's not coming into fruition because of an unwillingness to accept perspectives that are different than their own. You can lead a horse to water, Capricorn, but you can't make it drink. Especially if you're dealing with a Virgo. This person is obsessed with doing things their own way. This person is obsessed with a particular outcome, and they are incapable of seeing an opportunity for what it is. Four of Cups. Four of Cups clarified by Temperance and the Six of Swords in reverse. This screams an unwillingness to raise the vibration. This screams an unwillingness to leave behind things that must be left behind. This looks like somebody here is incapable. It's like they don't get it. They can't see it. Six of Pentacles. This is someone who wants everything handed to them. This is someone who doesn't understand follow through. They understand hard work, all right, but they don't understand follow through. Page of Cups. Let's do the Page of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles together. Actually, let's do the Page of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, and we could be dealing with a Taurus. Let's look at the Page of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Hermit together. Because this looks like you distancing yourself from a situation. That's all that this is about. It looks like pointless aggression is why. It could all be so simple, but they would rather make it hard. It could all be so simple, but perhaps it's a situation that you are making hard. And the Hierophant, the Magician in reverse. Running from the truth. An unwillingness to accept the truth of something. Knight of Wands. All of the energy. Somebody has all of the energy for the wrong things. It's kind of like, you could be someone who only has strength to deal with you a certain way, but they don't have the same amount of strength. They don't have the same amount of energy to take control of their life. Let's take a look at the Eight of Cups and the Page of Pentacles next. Because this is where that shift happens, where we begin to, someone here, either you or them, begins to focus on what matters. I'm also getting somebody here gets the energy or the motivation to focus on what hurts the most. The Sun. And the Devil in reverse. There's something here about exposure. I'm hearing it's for your own good. The Tower, it tracks. And the Star in reverse. So something is not working out of here. Something is not working out because of the truth that comes out of the situation, but it's not working out for someone's own good. Four of Swords. Four of Swords clarified by the Six of Cups. You know, we can get sign after sign after sign that it's time to move forward, but we hold on. We hold on because of what we associate with it, because we can swear that we're right. But I think you know that it's in the release. I think you know that it's in the departure. I think you know that it's in the letting go that growth happens. Two of Pentacles in reverse and the Ten of Swords in reverse. It's in the release, it's in the moving on that the betrayal finally ends. It's in the release that the cycle ends. It's in the purge that makes way for evolution. It's only after that that one can ascend, that one can rise in terms of their mentality, that one can rise in terms of their way of thinking. It's in that release that one becomes or has the opportunity to be redeemed. And what's the outcome? One more. Thank you. This looks like a restoration of power. This looks like a restoration of position. This looks like a restoration of control for someone here. Love, gaslighting, sexual tension, November could be significant, trust issues, well, we call that, You're just too good to be true. Taurus, we call that as well. The number 6 and the letters A, B, and C could be a part of someone's name. This was your read. If you would like some more content as you await the next reading, you'll find the links to the Way Out podcast in the description box of this video. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.